Some of the stuff I just forget that so many of you are new. And if we go 3, 4, 5 months out, I mean, the coaches will forget that some of the stuff just you've never heard. As a reminder for some of you, and if you're brand new, please make sure you're coming to all your coaching calls with 1 or 3 questions, 1 or 3 things you want to work on, or 1 to 3 questions. The example that Mike and I and Rusty talked about in High Six this week was my coach. Because if I show up with my coach with no questions, he'd be like, all right, great, you got your hour back. I had a coaching call last Wednesday. He starts the call with, what are we working on today? What can we help you with? That's it. I better have my list ready. So you guys should all come with that. And if you're on the phones, or even if you're training, you're in a training, you've got to have questions. So journal it on the spot so you don't forget, and then come to your coaching call. You'll get, and the group will get so much more out of the call. So much more. So just a reminder there. In call critiques, I don't know. It amazes me that we bring this up all the time. You got to be submitting calls, and you got to submit them to your call critique channel for your group. If you're not, I promise you, your path will be slower. I promise you, you'll be more frustrated. Way before we had Zoom, way before we had Slack, the High Six group and I would get on an audio call. Mike was there, Mike McCready's. We would get on an audio call every week. At this time, there'd be like 6 or 10 of us. But guess what? Every single one of them were doing deals. Every single one of them. Because we only talked about deals and we only did call critiques. That's it. So we've added a lot of tools over the years. And unfortunately, it starts to be either get in the way or become a crutch if you don't use it the right way. So, Mike, I don't know if you have any comments on that, but I mean, that's all we did back then. There was none of this fancy stuff.
No, not at all. I mean, that's probably what kind of allowed us to, propel to the next level a lot more quickly than normal. But you guys still have a lot more than we had back then, right, Chris? I mean, right now it's a lot better of a setup, and what we have is just leaps and bounds what we had back then. So, but it still comes down to the fundamentals, right, and the basics. And sending in your calls for call critiques is one of the main things that is going to help you get to that next level.
I'd argue probably the most important thing you can do. Everything else can wait. Like Jessica, I know Jessica and I have talked. Jessica still doesn't use a CRM. I didn't for years until like 8 months ago. So what did she do? She dials. What did I do? I just dial. Don't get caught up in all the hoopla. All right, script. I have a couple of script things, but before I do that, we did another call session this morning. I want everybody to know that this takes place. So today we had Carla, who I see on, John Clark, Judy. I don't think Judy probably made it back to Maine yet. She's driving. And who else was there today? Steve. Steve's here. So what we did, they're all High Six. So they came in the conference room. We're doing this twice in November too. And we just do dial. So I dial. And we just go around. Whoever's got a lead ready, and then whoever's waiting for us to call. We made 2 appointments today, 1 for John and 1 for Judy. Wanted to get 3, but we got 2. And we also had some great conversations. And we had some challenging conversations at the same time. So there was a lot of learning going on, I think. John and Carla or Steve, any short ahas that you can share that these guys can gain from?
Yeah, again, for me, it's just how conversational Chris is. Like Chris and the coaches always say, just treat it like you're talking to your neighbor. But also, I noticed that I was more comfortable with Chris sitting right there. And so I want to make sure that I bring that into my own personal dialing time as well.
Cool. And I said to Sue and Nick when you guys left, we got some appointments, but if we got nothing else and a little more confidence built, right? That's a huge win. So I think we got both. Steve, Carl, anything else different from that?
I can comment about the confidence and just the comfort of doing it. Just getting together with a group of people and doing the same thing and listening to each other and listening to you. It just adds confidence, especially when you just get corrections right on the spot. So I think it's great for that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Carla, you're newer, so this will be interesting for them to hear from you too.
Carlos.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know me, I'm also a realtor in Massachusetts, and these sessions are great because what I found cold calling, even on the realtor side, transitions over to our side, on the investor side, it's always more energetic and more enjoyable to call with other people around you. And I like feel that to my core. I'm always procrastinating at home or when I'm trying to make phone calls, but it's so much more energetic doing it with other people.
Yeah, love it. Good deal. So we got a couple more coming up. You guys, some of you already booked for that. That's great. I don't know how long I'll keep doing. I want to drive some new deals. So that's what we're doing.